Hey guys, welcome back to One More Push. I'm Nick White, and today we're going to talk about how to build a cyclorama, often called a cyc, in Blender. Now, of course, a cyc is a seamless background often used in photography or film, and it can also be used in motion graphics to create an illusion of an infinite space. And so in this tutorial, I'm going to walk through the simple process of creating a generic 3D cyc in Blender. And this can be used in any creative motion graphics environment. So this is going to be very useful. You can keep it in your back pocket and use it in future projects. Whether you're working on a product animation, a promo, or a visual effects shot, a well-crafted cyc can provide a smooth, professional backdrop for your project. So let's get started. So let's jump right in. We're going to get rid of all of our default assets, and we're going to start with a plane. So let's add a plane. We're going to scale this up by 10 times. There we go. It's nice and large. Tab into edit mode and edge select mode. Let's grab this edge here and extrude straight up on the z-axis. Okay, now we can just move that a little bit higher. Doesn't have to be perfect. Here we go. Let's go to the side view. You can see we kind of have an L here. That's all we're looking for at the moment. Now we just grab this edge and let's bevel it with Control B, and then scroll your mouse wheel to add some geometry. Now we can shade smooth, and let's get some lights and some camera, and we're almost done. You can see what we're doing. We're building a cyc wall, so I'm just going to scale it on the Y axis, and then add a couple lights here. So what's cool about making a cyc in Blender is that you can change the color, and you could save this file and make simple modifications to lighting or color or perspective, and suddenly have a brand new background that you can use for your designs or for the background of like an animation that you're working on. So let's add a camera. Go into view and click camera to view. And now we can control our camera perspective here with our mouse. Oh yeah. You really have a lot of freedom to do whatever you like here. For me, I'm gonna just adjust my rotations here so that it's pretty much straight on against the wall, and then frame it in here with a little bit of the bottom, a little bit of the floor there in the shot. Again, frame this up however you like. And if you see what we're getting at here, great. And if not, you'll see very soon. Let's turn the power up on the lights here. We'll go 55. Yeah, that needs to be more. Let's go 500. Cool. And 500 on this light. We can warm these lights up a little bit. So I'm just going to add a little bit of warmth into both of these lights. Cool. And then I want to add some color on the cyc itself. So let's add a material, and let's say we're going to go with a teal or a light blue. Turn the saturation down. Or actually, once we get this in After Effects, we can always add a hue adjustment and change it to whatever you like. So actually, the color that you have now doesn't matter so much. It's more about like the gradients and where the lights sit, and that's really what we're worried about at this point. So I'm going to turn the roughness up quite a lot, maybe 0.7, and let's go change our render engine to cycles, GPU if it's compatible. Let's go ahead and save our file quick. I'm just going to call it cyc wall. Cool. And let's turn down the background brightness. Right now it's lighting our scene a little bit. So if you just go to world properties and change the color to like a darker color, and now there's less influence from the environment on the color. And now all we have to do is adjust your lighting however you like until you get something nice and varied. And let's render a frame out. There you go. Now we have this nice render of a cyc wall. And you can see there's some great gradients, some shades, some lighting, some highlights, and you can change or adjust the color, temperature, the hue in DaVinci Resolve, and then you can also set this over your graphics. If you want to add some kind of tint to it, you could set it behind your motion graphics, add some kind of texture over it if you like. You can do a lot with this, and it's a little more interesting than just adding a ramp or a gradient onto a solid layer. And there's also a ton of flexibility here, so let's just let's make a slight adjustment and see how easy it is to change. Let's go back to layout, and we're just going to change our camera perspective. And let's change our color temperature of our light. Let's say we go with a more cool tone on our lights and a warmer color on our cyc. Yeah, somewhere in there. You can see I'm at a slight angle here, which I'm not a fan of, but it's really it's totally up to you. However you see this working out, whatever your needs are, you can really just kind of adjust and adjust and adjust until you're happy with it. I'm just gonna do something like this here, and let's render that out. There you go. And so if we switch back to our first render, you can see like what a difference that is. And it's more than just there's an obvious color change and a slight highlight change, but in addition to that, there's just some subtle gradients here and there, which can easily be adjusted if we add a third light or adjust the intensity of the two existing lights. But yeah, at the end of the day, I just wanted to show you that this is how you can easily render out a cyc for use in your motion graphics projects using the free application Blender. And I hope that this has been useful for you. If you want to save this out, make sure you go Image, Save As, and you can save this wherever you want. Thanks for tuning in to One More Push. I hope you learned something today, and I want you to check back often because there's a whole lot more to talk about.